Guess what? Random day off. I manifested a day off, you guys. It's really nice to be off today. As you know, if you've tuned into the last couple of days, I got my COVID booster shot and I was feeling pretty rotten the past couple of days. And but I've also been like super busy tackling a lot of huge maintenance undertakings around the house and all kinds of other like million little projects and errands that needed to get just taken care of. And so today I still had some things to finish, but I feel like I'm at a completion point where like now my like little things to do list looks like the normal. It's not like crazy. And it's not that I let anything get like out of hand or anything. It's just that a whole bunch of things needed to be done. And I wanted to do a bunch of things that had to do with my goals. And so, but I'm just like so tired and I'm so glad I didn't have to work today. And I'm actually off tomorrow too. So my work week will be over the weekend, but I'm excited because tomorrow is the new moon. So I've been trying to like manifest having the new moons and the full moons off as often as possible without having to ask off for them. And so a lot of times it's been lining up. So I'm really excited about that. So tomorrow we'll have our new moon workshop and I will do my best to get up early, and usually like I'll do some ritualing myself and I'll do a workout and a bunch of stuff beforehand, but I might like maybe work out but like save some of the activities that I usually do for later. That way we can get our video posted earlier in the day, because I believe the new moon might be occurring in the middle of the day. I know the Kabbalah Center is having their new moon event and broadcasting it at 2 Eastern time. So that makes me think that it might be actually occurring at that time, which would make it 1 Central here. So I had the night off and I'm finished finally with like watering the garden, and I've got a potato in the oven and I'm excited about relaxing. Last night I was like scrolling through menus and I noticed that Steel Magnolias was on, I think, Netflix. And I was like, I've seen Steel Magnolias. Like, am I in the mood for this? And something just like made me like want to watch it. And it was so good. It was so different like watching it, you know, now. I probably haven't seen it in 15 years, maybe. It's just been a while since I've watched it, and because I grew up like, you know, Shelby, don't be stupid, there's plenty of kids out there doing good. Like everybody can do Shelby's like seizure scene, you know, like that's the way we grew up in the 80s. Like it was like one of our like canonical like films that we were fed as children. So I hadn't watched it in a while, and it was so fucking good. And like, oh, Malin, when she like breaks down at the end in the cemetery and she goes into her big monologue, oh, gut wrenching. I was crying so hard last night that I had to get up and go blow my nose like twice and recover. And then like today I thought about it again and I started crying and it got me going. But I was kind of like really emo today and cleaning. I was finishing up a bunch of house projects and cleaning and stuff. And so I had like a playlist going on random on YouTube, and then it got into like my like music, and then it started playing like The Cure galore. So I'm all emo, and then that song like looking so long at these pictures of you, and I literally caught myself like without realizing it, like looking at all these pictures in my creative room of like my brother and like my best friend who died and like my sister, and like having memories of like, you know, our youth and like bittersweet and nostalgia and all the things. And I just started weeping again. And I'm crying and crying and crying. And yeah, I'm menstrual because I got that surprise today too. So yay, big celebrations. So we are here for our midweek reading, and I feel the Leo energy building already. It's been building, and I'm just like a ball of fire running around with all this energy. I'm feeling like confident and bold and maybe a touch arrogant, and but courageous and just like wanting to shine. Leo is ruled by the sun, right? But also the challenge of Leo is trying to shine, but not make it about you, and not make, everything about you. That will be the challenge of the month. But also if we can overcome those challenges and use the energy and the powers of Leo, we can expand into those, personality traits. So Knight of Swords comes galloping in like, I can take care of this, don't you worry, da da da, here I come to save the day. Yes, speedy. This is the fastest knight in the deck, the fastest character in the whole deck. The only other speed like this is probably the Tower card. So very abrupt, very quick, very fast moving, detail oriented, takes care of a task and like annihilates it. However, this knight can be insensitive and maybe can move so fast that they don't like think things through as fast as like say the King of Swords does. The King of Swords is all about like the strategy, but the Knight of Swords is like a super fast thinker, and that they get a little overconfident instead of sometimes slowing down and like reverse engineering or like troubleshooting. So one of our messages today was to not be too overconfident. Try not to be too insensitive, try to slow down enough to pay attention to the detail, but also too, I think we should slow down a little bit so that we don't spend all of this Leo energy on like just whatever. You could actually take this, like all this Leo energy and ground it, and then, but get clear on like your intentions and your goals, and focus that energy and intent and enthusiasm and all of that like energy to go out and do this on like, 2 or 3 of your most important, like closely valued manifestations or goals that you're trying to pursue right now, right? And it's a good moment to actually think about like, okay, so what are those things that I really value? What are the things that I really love in my life? Do I focus my energy and my time into the things that I love? Am I devoted to that, or do I take those things for granted and let them gather dust, and kind of like get distracted with the comings and goings of life, the mundane, and just get buried in it all, and then forget to actually stop and smell the roses and build a life that is like flourishing with roses, you know what I mean? So we're slowing down a little bit. We're also pairing this energy with Isis, because this was so like fire. I was like, okay, this is like unadulterated masculine supernal force right here with no like shape or boundary or form or restriction or structure. So it's like, what feminine energy dynamic do we need to taper this off a little bit and rein it in and sort of like temper and balance? And out of the Goddess Wisdom Oracle deck came Isis. Isis is is representative of the energy of rebirth and resurrection and renewal. And so what I got with these two together is that we have been excuse me, offloading so much of this stagnant emotional energy that's been sort of stored and hiding in our system and becoming toxic. And then, we've been cleaning up our thought realm as well. And we've been actually cleaning up our habits and making big changes. So all of this purification is creating so much more space in our vessel, right? Space that loves to be filled. The universe loves to fill a vessel. But it's up to us to practice restriction and patience and keep that vessel open and allow something that's truly fulfilling and in alignment to fill it. Because the ego and our opponent and the male and female Satan energy, these forces of energy, they also would love to fill this void with, all kinds of things. So be be aware as you move forward, as you are this new person, you're like learning how to be this new person in your new life. You're kind of self-discovering again, and you're developing like your personality in a new way again too. So be careful what fills that vessel. Don't let it be filled with overconfidence or arrogance or, you know, self-righteousness or aloofness, right? Don't let yourself get too distracted in, you know, losing yourself in just random stuff that can take your energy away, and forget to build like things in your life that fill you up and nourish you and make you feel like a joy and a zest for life, right? You know, the people that are meaningful to you, the things that you like to do, the places that you like to go, like things you like to learn about, the foods that you like to eat, like make the time in your life to incorporate all these things in as you're moving forward in this time of rebirth, in this new beginning. Like literally think about your highest self, and in that life that you wish you were living, start living it now, in very small ways. Do little things to put yourself in the space of being there. You may not be the fully mastered version of that, but you can be the seed level version of that. And that's what we're doing right now. We're planting seeds and we are becoming more fully realized, right? So very exciting. I think that this is all very positive. I think that the rest of the year, the pace is probably going to pick up and go a lot faster. So during this period where you have any time to kind of be languid or take some time to be at a slower pace or renew your energy, take advantage. Maybe there's one other thing. I think that that's it. I think we're good. I think that mostly it was just like this, all of this fiery energy from Leo. Just try to ground that. Also, if that's what I was going to say, tonight, if you can, take some time to start thinking about what you want to manifest in the next 3 weeks, or what aspect of the thing that you've been working on this year are you going to try to focus on, like the next step or the next level or the next point of completion over the next couple of weeks. What are we going to manifest? Think about it, and then we're going to be journaling about it tomorrow, and we're also going to think of one magic phrase, one really juicy affirmation for the month that we can remember to repeat all the time for the next 2 weeks in the waxing phase. So think about that phrase in your mind that reinforces like your belief that, like, you know, things are going in a positive direction. It kind of sums up like in a very concise, clear, memorable, and believable, that's very important, believable to you way, what you're trying to manifest for the month. And then tomorrow you're going to write it down and say it out loud. We're going to keep it silent because that is practicing restriction, and that restriction is actually building more energy behind our words. Our words are vessels, and so if we, that's my timer going off. Our words are vessels, and so if we don't follow through with what we say we are, those empty vessels are then filled with, instead of, like, when we say we're going to do something, that is a vessel, and when we actually do the thing and follow through with it, the light can fill that vessel. But if we say that we're going to do something and we make this vessel and we don't take action on what we said, then the chaos and the darkness is going to fill the vessel, right? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you use your words. So wait until we're in the new moon energy of tomorrow to actually write down and make your affirmation more material, and then say it also, right? So yeah, all right. Well, I'll see y'all tomorrow for our workshop. I am going to do my best to get this recorded and up as early as I can tomorrow. Sometimes the uploads can like get really crazy on the new moons and the full moons, but let's manifest a quick and smooth upload for tomorrow. All right, you guys. I hope you have a good evening. Ciao.